What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Back in my shop today. I just wanted to do another video actually touching on the EM1, the Si. I just kind of wanted to go through an overview of what is wrong with it, the reason why it's currently dead, and that's actually how I bought it. Just go through what's wrong with the car, what I have, what I need to do, and kind of just, let you know what the plans are for the car. I'm starting to get some parts ready, some things that I need, some things that I just want to do to it. But in any event, I'm getting stuff ready piece by piece to put this thing back together. Got kind of a busy shop right now. I'm doing some work on this, and I'm going to get rid of this. Working on the transmission for my dad's car here. The diff is pretty much shot, so I got to throw a new differential in here. Got the rest of it over here. Picked up a 4L80 trans that I'm going to be swapping into the Trailblazer, but have to build that first. And here is the Si. I've been doing some stuff to it, just getting it apart, getting everything, kind of cataloged and, seeing what I have, what I need to get. I just wanted to show you guys what actually happened to this motor. I think I said in the original video it was cylinder 3 that spun a rod bearing, but it's actually cylinder 1. If you can see in there, it's all rough, spun the bearing pretty good. But luckily, the actual cylinders are in good shape. They just need to be honed and put back together. So here's the rod and piston from that cylinder. I can't really get it to focus on the grooves on the rod. Here are the bearings that came out of it, pretty well chewed up. Here's the other one. So I had originally planned to reuse the original pistons with the original rods, but because this one's pretty beat up, catches your finger real good there, and it's got some heat marks on the side here. I'm going to go ahead and replace all the rods. I think I am going to reuse the pistons though. They're in great shape. This one has actually been dipped already and cleaned. I'm using Chem Dip. Have another one in there already. So this one has been cleaned already. It has come up really, really nice. There's no wear or no, excessive wear or anything. So I think I am going to reuse the pistons just because they're original. Like I said, I wanted to keep the original rods and pistons just to say, basically, the motor's been freshened up, with new rings and bearings and all that. But because that rod is damaged, I don't want to take any chances. So I'm going to get the rods replaced and reuse the original pistons. I do have a new ring set here with all the rings. These are replacement camshafts because if we look over here in the office, these are the original ones. They were kind of just left in the trunk and with no, coating of oil or anything, so they're pretty much trashed. As you can also see here, the previous owner had new pistons and rods put together, but again, no oil on the rods, so they are toast. And then basically I'm just using my toolbox here as a workbench for now. Intake manifold, throttle body, all that stuff. This is the head. And here's the other kind of funny thing about this. So if I just pop this off, and if I just flip it over real quick, you can see that the valves look to be in decent shape. However, the previous owner that was trying to get this car running, he replaced some of the valves but not others. So you have those are new, but these are original. So basically going to disassemble this whole head, get it cleaned up, redecked and everything, with all new valves and seals and all that good stuff. So basically the previous owner tried to get this thing up and running, but kind of, I don't want to say did things halfway, but again, replaced some valves, not the others, and I'm just not really a huge fan of that. I mean, if you're going to replace one, I'd replace all of them. And then basically when he started this car back up, had the rod knock, he disassembled everything and then put it in the back of his yard, just sitting there with kind of everything just kind of assembled, lightly assembled on top. That's why there's no pistons and rods in the engine. But cosmetically, I think I showed you guys before in the other video, the car is in pretty good shape for being original. It has all original panels all throughout the car, so that's really a good thing. Unfortunately, this trunk is shot paint-wise. I don't know what happened there because the rest of the car looks pretty clean for its age and for sitting out in the sun for so long. And then getting into the interior, it's pretty well disassembled right now. Some that I did, some the previous owner did. But I have looked in the trunk and everywhere. All the pieces are accounted for. Again, there's some goodies in the trunk there. And I believe the original owner did a bunch of wiring, both for an alarm system and a some sort of a sound system. So I've been spending a lot of time kind of trying to clean up this rat's nest of wires. No speakers, so I gotta find or get some new speakers there. And also put in this cool, I guess, white-faced gauges, but also wired in, I guess, a dimmer switch that is different than stock. So just a lot of stuff to tidy up, but like I said, luckily the whole interior is here and in good shape, just needs to be cleaned up really well. And then in terms of paint, I'm gonna keep it as original as I can. I've actually cleaned up some spots, you know, see how it came up. I might get the top repainted and the hood, depending how it is once I clean it all up and see what I'm working with. Trunk obviously definitely needs to be repainted, but I'm gonna try and save most of it. Don't wanna repaint the whole car. And then I also bought a set of wheels and tires for it. Sorry, not gonna show those now. You guys have to wait a little bit. But in terms of modifications, this car didn't have many other than that alarm system, like I mentioned. A lot of the wiring needs some work. Again, some different battery terminals there. It has an AEM intake as well as a DC sports header. And then as you can tell, it has an aftermarket suspension kit on it. Not too sure. I think it's the Tokiko Aluminas, but I have to make sure of that and probably swap those out as well. So it has a couple of those little modifications. I'm not really super crazy about it on this car. I want to keep this thing and put it back to as original as possible, but I'll probably keep those little things on unless I can find OEM parts for a decent price, because parts for this, OEM original parts, are going for a premium. As some of you may know, the car itself goes for a premium right now. So probably just gonna keep those things on for now, the intake, the header, all that stuff. And then, like I said, if I get a good deal, I'll pick some original stuff up. And then probably within the next week or so, I'm gonna actually pull the engine transmission, get the engine on the stand, really start disassembling that, and then send that off to get the cylinders honed. I'll send the block and head out as well, you know, everything just to get honed, cleaned, and, you know, redecked for the new head gasket. I just want to get this thing back to as original condition as possible, running well, not leaking oil. As many of you know, old Hondas, they leak oil from everywhere. They'll run for 300,000 miles, but they leak oil everywhere. As I said in the first video when I introduced this car, I'm going to video everything that I do when I rebuild this car. You know, the stuff that I've done, disassembling some things and pulling wires and stuff out, that's boring, honestly, so I didn't video that. But when I start pulling the motor and taking that apart, I'm gonna video everything. Just so you can see everything that goes into this and getting this thing back up and running. So thanks for checking out this video. Again, I just wanted to make this and kind of go over everything that's wrong with the car, what I have and what I plan to do. If any of you happen to have this car and have original parts that are laying around, want to get rid of them, just let me know. Either send me a message on Instagram or shoot me an email. I'll put all that stuff down below in the description. I'd really appreciate that. And just overall, let me know what you think of the car, the build, anything in particular you want me to, you know, focus on or that you want to see done to the car. So thanks again for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you're ready to see more of this car. I want to get it back on the channel, get it rolling. And if you're not already subscribed, please do so. I really, really appreciate it. I thank you guys always for watching. I really appreciate that, and it's really fun just to make these videos and, you know, for you guys to enjoy and to help you along the way if you're doing a project similar to mine. So enjoy the rest of your day. Whatever you do, keep wrenching on your car, and I'll see you next time.